What's happening, people? So I hope you can hear me. The sound on this is never, it's never that good. So out of chaos. The idea, and it's something I feel on occasion, is that there's too much change happening. There's too much chaos. It's like there's these ever-present shocks that wherever I look, things seem to be happening so fast, and the potential for something bad to happen, the potential for risk and kind of a negative outcome. I don't know. I think it's my pessimism that's the perspective that I take. One thing I have to be careful not to do with that pessimism is to put my head down and try and let someone else worry about it. And that has been a pattern of mine in the past. But then if we expand things beyond my own personal concerns and lives, and put it into kind of sociological perspective, often the response is that we'll let someone else deal with that problem, and especially if there is a point where I want to take responsibility for some of it, I will do so when it becomes unavoidable. Excuse me, unavoidable, when it ceases to be something continuous and becomes something in the past. It's the damage is done, and I need to then deal with the outcome of an event that's already happened. That's when I will take some responsibility because I have to. So in other words, I'm losing my job doesn't make any sense. I am losing. It's in the process of happening. Whereas I have lost my job. That makes sense. I can understand that, and I can almost get a better handle on it. I think the loss of value in anything sufficiently large. You're talking about jobs there, but with a broader perspective, the losing of value. It's that present continuous, and it's very hard to deal with, to have that maturity to try and get on top of it, given that it isn't that immediate and necessary necessary event that we have to kind of deal with. Um, so, I mean, I think with the changes that are happening now, the chaos that's going on, people can certainly get ahead of this game, and I feel like I can if I work hard enough and if I have that kind of maturity. I think that's the key, the maturity to get ahead of the game, to kind of invest and hedge. Um, is how you create profit in many ways, and it's certainly how you deal with the risk that is inherent in any future, whatever's happening. Um, so I don't think anyone wants to be that crazy person that you see on YouTube that's saying shit about some kind of impending crash and the doomsayer. Essentially, I don't want to be that guy, and I never like listening to that guy. I mean, there can be some interest and some fun initially, but then it becomes unrelatable. Um, yeah, it almost always descends into some kind of conspiracy theory, and I think it's ultimately at heart it's kind of an immature response to as I said, the inherent risk in any future. Um, and they also don't, the people who talk about this don't seem to have much of a clue about a response, like a normal, healthy, mature response to the ideas they're putting forward. It's just like, this is what's going to happen, and that's it, at the end. And they take some kind of enjoyment in that, and I certainly don't. Anyone who's been broke or been unemployed, it's not fun. And I think in many ways the kind of chaos I'm talking about is this kind of economic chaos and kind of loss of value and purpose and security. Um, I think what one I mean, I think the major solution. I can talk about a solution then um, that could reduce the chaos of any kind of change in your life, personal and to broader social issues and social influences on your life. Whether it be something drastic and global and revolutionary, or something local and personal and small, perhaps, is that you need to be part of a community. I think the only real solution is community, a community of people, and that kind of connection, that network, and preferably, given the nature of kind of the problems that you face when things like this go wrong, preferably an in-person community, not so much a digital one, although that, especially for the larger social, national, global problems that will arise, a virtual community is ideal in many cases. Um, but when it's when you're talking about food and transport and local problems, housing and getting resources and that kind of thing, I think it's much better if it's much more practical for it to be an in-person community. Um, it's not an easy thing to do, but I think that's the only real solution that exists for some of the problems that we are facing, that we will face. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.